ASUS is on a roll with OLED laptops, and this here is the Vivobook 15 OLED, the most affordable OLED laptop you can buy in the market right now, starting from 3,199 ringgit. It's a slight price bump from last year's model, and apart from this gorgeous display, you also get better performance with AMD's Ryzen 5000 series mobile processors under the hood. So here are my thoughts about it after 2 weeks. So ASUS has pretty much remained the same minimalist aluminum design as last year's Vivobook 15, which feels very premium and doesn't look like a cheap mid-range laptop. However, I'm disappointed that they didn't bring back the ergo-lift hinge that was available back on 2 generations of Vivobook that raises the keyboard height for a better typing experience. The 2 full-size USB ports on the left here are still USB 2.0 ports, and there's still no USB-C charging, which can be a deal breaker for some. My unit is the top spec configuration and comes with a Ryzen 7 5700U processor, 8GB of RAM, and 512GB of PCIe SSD. The laptop has 4GB of onboard RAM, and the other 4GB RAM is fitted on the SODIMM slot, which is actually great news for those who want to upgrade the laptop's RAM in the future. And you might want to do so when you buy the laptop because it has 628MB of RAM reserved for the GPU. Like its predecessor, the Vivobook 15 OLED is a silent performer most of the time, and the cooling fan barely kicks in until you have many apps running in the background and do lightweight gaming. Performance is decent for productivity tasks, but you shouldn't expecting to do something heavy such as 4K video edits on this laptop. Now, let's talk about the OLED display. This is an extremely impressive panel for a laptop of its class with deep blacks, saturated colors, and goes all the way up to 600 nits of brightness. Viewing angles are really good, and the screen isn't reflective at all despite being a glossy panel. I am, however, let down by screen flickers that occurs when I'm working on a light background on lower screen brightness levels, which I would usually have to increase the brightness or switch to dark mode to avoid that, which isn't too ideal if you work in a dark room. But otherwise, it is a decent panel for watching movies which other mid-range laptops don't offer. Like its other OLED laptops, ASUS has enabled its OLED care features by default in the My ASUS app to avoid screen burn-in issues. But this is still an issue that you might need to bear in mind if you decide to buy the Vivobook 15 OLED. Battery life on the Vivobook 15 is as decent as its predecessors. I could get up to 7 hours on a single charge with lightweight productivity or watching movies, and you can definitely push that even further if you are using apps in dark mode that takes advantage of the OLED panel. So ultimately, ASUS has outdone itself once again in the mid-range laptop category with the Vivobook 15 OLED, and they definitely set a high bar for others to follow when it comes to the viewing experience. Though the shortcomings of last year's model is still here, but the OLED panel really makes up for it. And what really impressed me the most is how the company has managed to keep the price so competitive despite adding a premium feature on this laptop, which is why I'm giving ASUS a big fat thumbs up for that and hope to see them continuing the effort on bringing premium features to the masses. So that's pretty much about my thoughts on the Vivobook 15 OLED after using for 2 weeks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more tech videos coming right up. Follow us on social media, and I will see you guys in our next video.